Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Alston, and today we are on part 33 of Futuristic Mansion. What we're gonna do this episode is I'm gonna clear out more grass so I can replace it with concrete. I might think about making a wine cellar. In case this mansion was to have several bottles of wine, there would be a wine cellar. Four, 5, 6. The reason for the wine cellar is certain foods can only be stored in certain environments. There are certain foods that can only be stored in certain environments. Yes, there would also be a pool. I'm planning on creating a poolside kitchen too. I'm also doing a bit of touch-ups around the mansion to make it look even more modern and futuristic looking. With the touch-ups, eight, 9, 10. I'm doing this to make things this is to make it a little pretty modern looking. No one can survive at 0% body fat. Like, exactly 0, because in order to be at 0% body fat exactly, you'd have to remove the fatty layer that protects the insides of the cell from the elements. That fatty layer is crucial for the prevention of certain kinds of cancer, like in protecting yourself from mutagens. The problem with why it's so hard to avoid junk food, this is mainly due to the fact that junk food simply tastes too good for us to avoid it. There's a biological reason why junk food tastes so good. Because before we had the FDA, we had to taste test our food to make sure it was safe for human consumption. If it tasted bitter, that probably meant it was poisonous. That probably meant it was poisonous. It was no-go if it tasted bitter. That kind of explains why we just can't stop eating unhealthy foods. We just can't. Even if we really wanted to. This is because of one thing. Junk food tends to taste really good. There's a biological reason for that. Because before we had FDA, the only way we could determine if food was safe for us to eat was to taste it. If it tasted really bitter, that meant it was poisonous and not safe for human consumption. That meant it was poisonous, not safe for human consumption. That meant it was not safe for human consumption. That meant it was not safe for human consumption. Which most likely explains why even if healthy foods are affordable, we tend to stay away from them. This is mainly because junk food tends to taste so good. If you avoid sodium altogether, you're going to get very sick. Which is why there's no healthy salt substitute. Because we're never going to have a healthy substitute for salt, a salt substitute that's healthy. We're never going to have a healthy salt substitute. Ever. And that is because of one thing. You need sodium. This is because of one thing. You need sodium in your diet, or else you're going to die from hyponatremia. Sodium is crucial for cardiac function. Without salt, your organs begin to shut down. They begin to shut down. Without sodium. You really need sodium in your diet. There are those people out there who think it's a good idea to follow a low sodium diet, just to realize they end up getting very sick. That is just a low sodium diet's one of those fad diets. People who follow the low sodium diet claim it's better for their health when in fact it's not. A low sodium diet's, for most of us, a low sodium diet's not good for you. If it gets too low, your blood pressure can go down to dangerous levels. Same thing with if you have it too high. This is because of a medical condition called hypernatremia. This is because of a medical condition called hypernatremia. Ironically though, hypernatremia can cause overeating, but at the same time it can cause loss of appetite if it gets bad enough. If it gets severe enough, hypernatremia can cause a loss of appetite. And hypernatremia can make your skin look like crap. It can make your skin look like crap. You need sodium in your diet. There are people out there who thought it was a good idea to follow a low sodium diet. It's not a good idea. And to prove that it's not a good idea to follow a diet like that, there are people out there who literally died from hyponatremia as a result of that fad diet that they wanted to follow, hoping to lower their sodium levels in their blood. It's one of those fad diets. Claiming it'll help lower your sodium levels. In fact, you need sodium in your diet. The fact is, you need sodium in your diet. Without sodium, your heart's gonna fail. You're gonna end up with heart failure. You're going to end up with heart failure if your sodium levels get too low. Following a diet that doesn't consist of any sodium whatsoever is not healthy. Want to know what's going to happen to your body if you follow a low sodium diet? Since your heart's going to be deprived of electrolytes, your heart's going to begin to fail. That's not fun. Especially if you need organs to survive. Especially if you need a heart to survive. There is such a thing as there are two types of hyponatremia. There's acute hyponatremia, which is caused by drinking too much water in a short period of time. There is chronic hyponatremia, which is caused by following a diet that lacks the sodium necessary for survival. The amount, where you're getting sodium, but not enough of it. In fact, you're getting too little sodium in your diet. Sodium is very crucial to your health. Not only your electrolytes would stay balanced when you have enough sodium in your diet. Because if you followed a diet that is completely devoid of sodium, you're gonna die from sodium deficiency, also known as hyponatremia. In fact, there are people out there who actually died, or almost died from hyponatremia, as a result of hyponatremia. My diet advice to you is I advise against following a low sodium diet. Go for a full sodium diet, like 2.4 grams of sodium a day is the recommended intake. Excuse me, 2.4 grams, which is exactly 2,400 milligrams. sodium needs do vary from person to person. In fact, some people need like 3 grams of sodium just to be healthy. And too little sodium and your heart's gonna fail. Too much, you're gonna risk getting sick from dehydration. You have to make sure you're getting enough sodium in your diet to be if you want to be healthy. Because healthy eating not only involves making sure you're not consuming too much sodium, but also making sure you're not consuming too little. And the problem is that FDA is pressuring us to avoid sodium at all times. That's one thing I hate about America, is that the FDA is trying to push us to stay the hell away from sodium as much as you can. That is going to cause problems. Not only avoiding sodium at all costs is bad for your health, but a diet that is deficient that doesn't have a sufficient amount of sodium could kill you. This is because of a nutritional disease called hyponatremia. There are plenty of causes of hyponatremia. What causes acute hyponatremia is drinking too much water in a short period of time. That is acute hyponatremia. Preventing your body from storing fat is ultimately a horrible idea, because your body actually needs fat. No matter how much you exercise, your body needs fat. No matter how fast your metabolism is. Because without fat, your bones are going to deteriorate pretty quickly. And due to magnesium deficiency, brought on by vitamin D3 malabsorption, your heart's gonna fail. I start cutting down for competition, I'm gonna need an orthopedic doctor and a cardiologist to ensure I'm doing this safely. Like, I would need a cardiologist, an orthopedic doctor, like, to make sure I'm doing this safely. I'm gonna need those types of doctors to make sure I'm doing this safely. Because when there's no fat to burn inside your brain has no choice but to start eating up the muscle mass. But if there's no muscle mass for the brain to burn, then the brain cells begin to die. Then the brain cells begin to die. With Kim Jong-un, I'd call him a self-entitled dictator. I'd call him a self-entitled asshole. And Kim Jong-un is even more self-entitled than Squirrel Muncher. Thinking he can blow everything up with nukes. And enslave his own people for his own personal gain. reason why one theory to why some people spread fake news is to spread a religious message to the citizens. Anyways, this should be this should be it for this video. Stay tuned for part 34. Is it part 34 that you have? 34 Futuristic Mansion. This is Gaming with Alston signing off. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe for more. Don't forget to share this with your friends on social media, like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to follow me on those platforms too. And as always, this is Gaming with Alston signing off. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and tschüss!